Okay. So hopefully, Lindsay will probably just do a live video in Team Evolve and talk about the test group, we're actually going to be planning like a team-wide challenge group. I think we're going to do it in August because Shift Shop comes out in July when we're at Summit. We'll give people a couple of weeks to order, and then we're going to kind of market it as like, this is a special challenge group with a test group participant kind of thing, and kind of do like it all together like we used to. For the newbies here, we used to run team or challenge groups all together, and it was awesome. It was amazing, but then it got really big, and so that's kind of why we split off. But hopefully she'll talk about that. And then the team call with Chris is next Sunday. Trust me, you do not want to miss that one. Like, whatever you have to do to make it happen, be there, because when I did his workout in Punta Cana, it was like, you guys, I'm obsessed with Shaun T, love him so much, but Chris Downing gave him a run for his money. Like, his motivation and just his energy, like, unreal. So I didn't know anyone could be better than Shaun T, and I think he's like right up there with him. Sorry, Sarah, if I don't know if Sarah's on here, but I know she loves him too. Okay, so before I dive in, I'm going to talk about my hearts post. I don't know if you guys saw that, but if you were on my mastermind call last week, then it's going to be a little redundant for you at the end. So feel free, if you feel like you've already heard it and you don't want to hear it again, feel free to hop off at the end. I'll cover the other stuff first so that you can hop off if you want, if you already know what I'm talking about. But first, we wanted to talk about the 5-day Shakeology challenge. If you guys had people in there, obviously it's over. It ended on Friday. So you got to make sure that you're following up with your people. Hopefully you have already. If you haven't, send them a message, ask them some questions. You know, how did it make you feel? How did you like the taste? I know a lot of you were checking in during the week too, so that's really helpful. But you want to try to transition them into our June groups now. So this is where you're going to bridge that gap and invite them, and hopefully they had a good experience. So you can, you know, say something like, do you want to continue? Do you want to do the next group? And if you need help with wording, I'm not going to go over wording here because it really depends on the person. It depends on the coach. It depends on the challenger. It depends on a lot of things, you know, what they thought. So if you need specific help with conversations, just ask one of us or post it in the group, and we can help you kind of put together a conversation or a message, I mean. But I think that the key is to just be confident and to assume that they want to continue, because if you're somebody who loves Shakeology, then you know it's gold, right? And so why wouldn't they also think it's gold, right? So you have to have that confidence and that posture. And I also think that something a lot of the new coaches on this team are missing, they're missing the help with the conversations. When I'm going to talk about one of my earlier coaches, Val. She's not a coach anymore. But when she became a coach, she was like my first person that kind of like ran with me. The first person who was really excited and wanted to work. And that like kind of lit a fire in me. But the one thing that I remember about Val and why she was she made like $800 in her first month. And the reason is because she was not afraid to ask for help or to ask questions. I mean, you guys know I'm in bed by like 9, and I would stay up to like 11:30 midnight answering her questions because I was just so excited to help her, because she was excited. And she did not ever like apologize for bothering me, because she knew that that was my job to like mentor her, and that she wasn't bothering me, you know. I was happy to help her because it was exciting for me. So she would like ask me, she would send me her conversations and say, this person said this, what do I say back? And I would help her. And even though I wasn't an expert in that, I was able to share what I had learned. And also helping her with that helped me refine my skills, because I was trying to help her. Obviously I got better at it. So I think that's something we're missing as a team. Like, if you're new and you don't know how to talk to people, which most of us really don't when it comes to this stuff, ask for help. Like, seriously, we want to help you. Like, that's why we're coaches, is we want to help. And if, like, no one really ever sends me conversations anymore. Like, no one's saying, you know, how do I respond? And I feel like that's kind of like the missing piece, because everyone's just trying to do it alone, and they're like keeping themselves on this island. And if you're an island and you're not asking for help, you're not going to go very far, because this is a team thing. We've got to work together and make sure that we're helping each other. So do not be afraid to ask people for help and share those like conversations, whether it's screenshotting or copying and pasting. And we will show you what we would say. And then you could copy and paste it, or you can make it your own. But I think it's really, really important if you're struggling with inviting or closing the deal, or I hate saying closing the deal, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to touch on real quick is self-belief. Mindy posted about this yesterday. I don't know, all my days run together. Yes, yesterday. And she asked you guys a few questions to think about. And I don't know if you guys want to like throat punch me every time I say this. Personal development. Like, I don't know how else to say it, really. And I feel like self-belief and confidence is missing. But the thing is, and that's okay, because like I don't think any of us are confident when we first start. I certainly wasn't. I was like, fetal position in the corner, don't talk to me. I don't want to like, I don't like new people. Don't ask me to get on live video. Don't ask me to talk to anyone on a live call. Like, that was me. I was like, you know, why would anyone want to have me as a coach? I suck. I'm not good enough. I'm not fit enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. That was me. And I don't think that way anymore. Why? Not because like some magic fairy came and like sprinkled some fairy dust on me. It's because I do personal development every day. It's part of my life. And I would not be here today if it weren't for that. And I know that all of the diamond coaches agree with that. Like, they do the same thing. And if you're somebody, I don't know if you think maybe you don't need it, or you just you're not intentional about it. So like the day gets away from you and you just forget to do it. Or maybe you just don't care about it, or whatever it is. Like, I really challenge you this next month in June, to pick up a book. Or if you like really, really, really don't want to read or can't read, well, not can't read. I know you all can read, but if you like don't have time to read, do an audiobook or something, but every day. And I'm not saying like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then take off Saturday and Sunday. No, I'm saying like every day. And if you do that, if you commit to that every single day for a month, I guarantee you will be more confident. You will be a better coach. You will be a better human being, right? Because this whole thing isn't just being about like being a good coach. It's about being a good human being, a good wife, a good sister, friend, mom, whatever you are. Like, this is about so much more than that. And if you can just commit to it, okay, and be consistent with it, I promise you that self-belief will come. But it's not just going to happen. Like, I don't know how else really to say it other than it's really, really important. If you care about your business and if you care about yourself going forward, you have to find something. And if you need suggestions, ask us. But we also have a document for personal development suggestions, and they're all separated by topic. So if you struggle with mindset, go to the mindset part. Or if you struggle with being a leader, go to that part and find a book or something. It's just really, really important. And I think people put it last on their list, and that's a really big mistake. And you'll never, ever build confidence or self-belief if you don't put it first. And I know we like are always drilling that into your head, but there's a reason for it. I'll keep saying it over and over again until every single one of you are doing it every day. And I do not believe that's happening. So we have to do it. And if you're not confident in what you have to offer, or if you're not confident in yourself as a coach or as a person, how can you expect someone else to be, you know? Like, if you're like, hey, you should do this with me. It's really awesome. They're going to be like, you don't even think it's awesome. Like, why would I want to do it with you? So just make it a priority, okay? Like, raise your hand if you are going to do personal development every day in the month of June. No excuses, okay? We're all busy. We can find time. You can find 10 minutes. I promise you. Put an alarm on your phone to remind you and get it done. Mindy, anything to add to that? No? Doesn't look like you've had Energized today, Mindy. Okay. I am going to share with you about my hearts post. And if you already heard this, like I said, if you don't want to stick around, that's fine, because it's going to be pretty redundant from what I said the other night. Hold on, I'm going to open. So I don't know if you guys saw my post, but it was, and actually, disclaimer, I did not come up with this. I stole it from Jatana Jackson. She used to be like Mrs. Virginia or something. She's a very successful coach. And hold on, my computer's slow and I'm trying to get my document open. I'll share this document in the group, in the team page, if you don't already have it. I know I sent it to my downline. Basically, my post said, it was very simple. It said, question, if you could not fail, how much weight would you want to lose this year? And then there were hearts, colored hearts, and it was none, and then 5 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, 20 plus. I copied and pasted that. I did not invent that. She basically shared this process in a group that I'm in called I'm Here to Help with Carl Deichler. And that group is gold. So like anything these coaches are telling me to do, I'm doing it. So I kind of went through and I put it all together in one document so that I could share it with you guys. But I'm going to walk you through it a little bit and kind of explain why this worked so well for me. May is a very difficult month for me. Always. It always has been. I think, so my first year as a coach in May, I did not hit Success Club. My second year, I was 2 months away from Success Club All-Star, and I had my gallbladder out that month, and I missed Success Club by a point, and I had to start all over again. The next month, the next year, I hit Success Club on the last day of the month. So you can understand why I want to stab May in the face. But this year, I'm at Success Club 13 right now, and it's because of this post. So I really think you should consider doing this whole process. So basically you do the post and you wait for people to comment. Now timing's super important, right? You don't want to post this at like 1 p.m. No one's going to see it. They're all at work. They're all busy. So I posted mine in the evening. That whatever you think, like whenever you get the most interaction, that's when I would do it. Tag your spouse if you can. That's one thing I did not do. I usually do that, but I did not do that, but it will give you more eyes on your post. If you have a supportive mom or dad or someone who you can tag to, do that. Get more eyes on your post. Once I did it at night and I gave it until the morning. So what I did in the morning is I did a live video on my page and I kind of talked about that post and what my game plan was a little bit. From there, I went through before I did this, I created a group. And I named it Take Control. Take Control. And then in there, I did a cover photo that said Take Control with Erica. And then in that group, I pasted this welcome message. I'm not going to read it to you. It's in this document. You can see it. But it was already in there so that when I added these, or when these people added themselves in, they would already see this message. So from there, I went through the post, and anybody who was not a coach, I basically just ignored coaches because I didn't have time to respond to everybody. Obviously, I'm not going to add coaches into my group because they're coaches. And then I also did not respond to current challengers because they're already in a challenge group. They don't need to do this. This was for new people. So I went through and I commented and said, please join us here. And I pasted the link to my group. So I could have just added them all, but Jatana recommended not adding them because basically you want to see who has skin, like who cares, right? Who really cares enough to add themselves to the group? Because a lot of people will comment and then they'll never take action. So she was like, give them the link, and then you know that whoever requests to join is serious, right? They want to see what it's all about. I just said serious, and Siri thinks I'm talking to her. Oh my God, my phone's going nuts. Sorry. Okay, so I did that, and then so they started adding themselves in, and I commented under every single, like if they did a heart and they were a new person to me, I commented and said, join us here, join us here, join us here, and every single one. So then once people added themselves, I gave them a little bit, and then within that group, I went live, and I did a pretty long video. I try to keep my videos pretty short. It's tough for me. I'm long-winded, but with this one, I really took my time and I told my whole story. Like, not all the details, it was shortened, but I went from the very beginning to where I am now, and I talked about why Beachbody has changed my life. Like, I've tried all these other things, nothing else worked. You know, this is where I am. And I talked a lot about like my pain points from within there. Like, I thought, like, who's going to relate? Who do I want to relate to me? Moms, because that's who I can help, right? Like, I'm a mom, and I know what it felt like to sit in front of my closet and cry every day because I couldn't put my clothes on. Like, nothing fit. And so I talked a lot about that. I talked a lot about the struggle of going from working mom to stay-at-home mom and how I like lost my identity in there. Just really, really like told my story and tried to like help them relate to me. Then I told them my game plan. I said, this is my group. This is what I'm doing with this group. And I just explained that like I put you here because you obviously have goals. You have something that you want to accomplish, and I want to help you with that. And I was really, really bold. Like, a lot of times, I was just talking about confidence a minute ago. I'm really trying to be more of like a coach, like that person that like helps them get over that fear, that person that like pushes them past their comfort zone, because that's what a coach is, right? And so I was really, really bold, and I basically just said, you know, I know you all want to accomplish something, but I'm not here, like, I can't do this for you. I'm not here to convince anybody. I don't want to convince anybody because I know what I have works, and I'm really confident in that. And I want you to get off the fence. You're either going to tell me if you're in or you're out. And I said, I'm going to love you either way. I'm going to support you either way. If you're out for now, that's fine. Maybe the timing isn't right. But if you're in, I am going to help you get these results that you want. And I was just very specific and very bold. And so then I told them they had a deadline. And again, this is all in this document, so I just wanted to walk you through it. Then I told them they had a deadline. I gave them like 2.5 days or so. I said by Sunday, which was last night, Sunday at 8 p.m., that's the deadline. So if you commit before Sunday, and then I gave them 3 bonuses. So if you commit before Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, you will get these 3 bonuses, and I called them bonuses. One of them was a 30-minute goal-setting call with me, one-on-one. I made myself sound a lot more important than I actually am. I was like, you're going to get, like, we're going to talk about goal setting. I'm going to help you schedule your workouts in. We're going to talk about setting up rewards for your goals, just like stuff. And I was like, you know, whatever you need help with, we'll talk about. So 30-minute phone call, which they were actually really excited about. Like, it's hard sometimes to like say that about, like, be like, you know, you get a 30-minute phone call with me, and you feel weird about saying that because you're like, I'm not an expert, but people need that kind of stuff. So you just have to like roll with it. I was like, I don't know. I just would like put it all out there. And then my next bonus was a tub of PB trimmed, which is like $6 or something. It's like $6 or $7. Super cheap for me. It gives them something to put in their shake. It's just like something that they can like touch. It's like a free prize. So I always look at those things as like an investment in my business, right? And it's going to make their shakes taste really good. And then I also, the third bonus was to get an entry into a drawing for a 3-day refresh. Since we're doing the 3-day refresh at the beginning of Sean Week, I made that my prize. So they got an entry into the drawing. Now, I had, I think, 15 people in there, 14 or 15. And out of those 15, I had 4 commit. One, I had 3 purchase already, and then one couldn't make it happen until this Thursday, but she's like all in, so excited. So I told her I would still give her the 30-minute call. I just couldn't give her an entry into the drawing. So that's 4 people, which I think is pretty good. I mean, Jatana had like 300 people. I am not Miss Virginia. I'm just little Erica. So I had 15. So I thought 4 committing was pretty good, because now I have those 4 that are committed, but now I also have these other people who didn't commit, and that's just the beginning, right? That's just the beginning of the relationship. So the timing wasn't right for them, but now I can continue those relationships and add value to their lives and hopefully get them to commit down the road. And so every single time that somebody committed, I actually put a post in there, and I said, I just did a graphic. It said, take control. And I said, I gave them instructions. I said, number 1, watch my video that I just did. Number 2, what was it? I think I said, like, make a decision or something, commit or whatever. And then my 3 was the link. I actually put the link to the challenge pack in there so that they could just do it on their own, because I knew some of them were excited to get started. And then number 4 was to comment done on that post. So when they started commenting done, then other people were seeing it. And that was kind of like positive peer pressure, right? They're saying, okay, well, that person's doing it, and that person's doing it. So I had them comment done. And then every time somebody committed, I went into my group and I was like, Alyssa, whatever, just committed, and like kind of like made a party out of it. I was just like, she committed, she's going to be doing this and drinking this Shakeology. And then I would say something like, who's next? And I just like really like kept the energy up in there. And then I think both days I shared something different. One day I took screenshots from our current challenge group where Kelly had actually done a giveaway, and she asked them to comment one thing that they loved about the challenge group. And that was perfect for me to go in and just screenshot them. So I screenshotted all of those answers and I shared them in that group. And I was like, this is why our challenge groups are so awesome. And then another day I shared the 3-day refresh info and a before and after from the 3-day refresh. So I just kind of like kept that going. And then last night when it closed out, I just said, you know, it's okay if the timing wasn't right. If it was, I'm excited to help you. If it wasn't, you know, we'll keep chatting or whatever. So that's how I did that. I think it worked really well. I think Jatana says she does a form of that every single month. She like changes the post a little bit, but she does the same process where she like asks people to comment on something, like a short little post. And when they do, then she asks them to join a group. And then within the group, she talks to them all at the same time, gives a deadline, gives a bonus or something, and then moves them to her challenge group. So that Take Control group was not a challenge group. It was just a place to chat to all of them at one time. And then those people that committed, I'm moving to my June challenge group. Okay, so that was just like a meeting place almost. Does she boost it on her like page? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think she mentions that. She did. I know she did put it on her like page because she did the post on her personal page and on her like page. In total, she had like 300 comments. I just don't know if she boosted it, but that would be a good idea. Although I don't know if you could, Facebook doesn't allow you to say like lose weight. So you'd have to kind of tweak it. Any other questions? I know that was a lot. I just threw a lot at you, but I wanted to make sure I finished before 8:30. Do you guys think that you would try this maybe? I think it would be a good way to kind of not only hit Success Club a little bit more quickly, but also plant some seeds and get conversations rolling. But I will say, if you do it with confidence, okay? Don't go in there and be like passive and like not, I don't want you to go in there and kind of like backtrack. I want you to be really confident in what you have to offer, because this is a gift. I mean, we have a really great gift to offer people. How do you make a Facebook group? Brooke, that's not a silly question because you're new. You just go into if you're on your laptop or computer, you just go to your homepage, and you'll see over on the left-hand side it says groups. And if you click on groups, I'm actually going through it right now, then you can click create group at the very top. And I think it's similar on your phone. Would that be an ongoing group that you keep using? No, I took them all out of there, and I'm going to just create a new one when I do it, because it's just easier for me than having to delete all the posts. So I would just keep creating a new one. What type of security on the Facebook group? I just do closed, and then I make sure that if I say people can add, but they have to be approved by an admin, because I want to know if someone tries to add a friend so that I can contact them. I think there's another one there's another post that she did, or she used it as an example. It was like a 21-day fix one. It was like something like, if I were to give you 30-minute workout and a meal plan and blah, 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 would you be in, or something simple? And like all these people commented. So she used that too. Jen, did you have something? Hold on, I'll unmute you. There you go.
Sorry. I got a new phone. I'm still trying to figure it out here. Did you do a live, because you said right from the beginning you did a live video. You're talking you did a live video in the private group, not on your Facebook page.
I did both. The one in the private group was my story. That's where I dove deep.
Okay.
The one on my Facebook page, you could go back and watch it, but it was more like, I did this post last night and I saw all of your hearts, and, I really want to help, that kind of thing. So I explained, I'm going to be creating this group and I want you to join it. And I put the link to the group in that live video as well. And I also commented under their hearts and said, join us.
Okay.
Because that way I felt like even if someone missed that heart post and they saw that live video, then they could still join.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? I don't see any more questions. I'll share that document in the group so you guys can check it out. I threw it together pretty quickly the other day. So if you feel like you're confused or it's missing something, you just let me know and I'll answer your questions. But I think I got most of the steps in there. I really just think that you've got to have that posture and be confident and bold and not be afraid to say, like, get off the fence. You're either in or you're out. I want to help you, but you've got to help yourself too. So, all right. Oh, go ahead.
Are we leaving the Live Lance group open all month so I can still add some people in there if I want?
Yeah, Mindy usually cleans it out, the week before?
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure, because I had a girl ask me the other day, and I was like, ooh, I need to get you in the Live Lance group, so I wanted to make sure before I saw the video still in there, but I wanted to make sure before I added her.
Yeah, just ask Mindy.
Okay, I'll text Mindy and ask her.
All right, anything else? Nada? Okay. That's it then. I'm going to stop the recording.